Good morning, everybody. So, yesterday was a little cleanup in the closet. Me and Bella out here hanging out. She chilling, being a brat. Matter of fact, this is her now, being a brat. Bella, say hi to everybody. Say hey. Bella. Yes, mama. Little hyper self. Okay, everybody's seeing you. You the star of the show today. Anyways, well, I came out here because I had a couple concerns, and besides the fact of cleaning up, just in general, I guess. I've always said in my head that, relationships are, something that you work on and you build and all that stuff. Well, and then on top of that, friendship. And friendship to me is very important. So, and I always like to start off with a friendship because, sometimes you can kind of tell whether or not it's going to work in a relationship or not. But then there's the relationships that you have built for years that, you end up losing or whatever. For instance, like, a friend of mine from high school, I kid you not, like, we've been friends since we were like 14, 15 or whatever, but now we don't hardly see each other as much because of work and life and things like that. So, I'm not really sure if it's really a friendship anymore because of, hey, what's going on? Nothing much. Just chilling this morning. Probably gonna clean up. But I was, telling her, like, hey, how's it going? And, trying to reach out to her, just to let her know, like, I still value our friendship, whether or not she does. But, she did say a couple things. So we sometimes keep in touch, like, through LinkedIn if we don't text each other. But I feel like nowadays people don't value friendship the same anymore. Like, they rather lose a friendship and just go head on with life. And that's quite all right. But really, to me, I just feel like, if you don't even value friendship, then why pretend like you want to be friends with a person for years and then all of a sudden just throw it out out the window? I'm not understanding that. But on a good note, the job is going well. I get to basically help assist people with filling out their applications for DHS, and I guess kind of help with, like, teaching people or educating people about Social Security or SSI if they're on a disability, if not regular Social Security. So it's a process. I'm still learning, of course, how to explain to the clients, but, like, the filling out application is not bad. I guess my opinion on the relationship situation is that since I just recently started talking to this guy, he's originally from Chicago, but he stays and lives in Florida. He's been here in the lovely Midwest for the last 2 months almost. However, he left this week to go out to Chicago for work. And he's a lot older, which, like, he don't even look the age that he is, but, like, he has something about him that's just kind of mysterious, and and he's a little overprotective, at least in my opinion. He's definitely, like, he's definitely, like, I don't even know what the word is, but, he makes me happy, if that makes sense. He really does. He makes me happy, and oh man, he just something different that I've never had in life. Which, is a positive thing because I'm about this positiveness, right? And we live to have positiveness in our lives. And, he wakes up with a daily routine of Les Brown in the morning, and he listens to that, and he does his routine exercises, whether it's a jog or run, stretches, or just regular type exercises before he starts his day off. He's he's not really a joker, but he tries. But then, there's that weariness behind him that he feels like I'll cheat on him, and I'm like, I don't have no time for it. What I did when I was younger, I didn't know no better, and I was what I thought in love with somebody, and I had tried to move on, and it didn't work out. In that sense where, I was completely over my high school sweetheart, which I don't even consider him really my high school sweetheart. I just consider him a guy that I dated from, 11th and 12th grade up until a few years of my college career. Anyways, so I decided that, I would give a new relationship a try. And then, it was a love that I had for him that just, I can't explain it. Like, we were a team. Like, we could make stuff happen out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was bills that we had to do, though we didn't pay each other's bills, but we made solutions happen so that we could pay bills off, so that we could have extra money or more money. And I was with that guy for 6 years, and I'm crazy about him. Yes. But I had a different type of love for him, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a love that, like, he was like a best friend type, but I mean, I was crazy about him, but it was just like a mature type love, like it was like this college love that I should have probably started off with, and it probably would have lasted a lifetime, but of course he was hurt and he had resentment, and there was things that he couldn't, really let go. And so, at the end of the day, when it came down to us being in our 6-year relationship, I asked, like, what are we doing? Like, are we trying to go towards marriage, or are we just trying to just stay in this relationship as girlfriend, boyfriend? Because if that's the case, I ain't looking for it. I don't have the patience no more to just continue to be girlfriend. I wasn't even a fiance, so you already know, like, I'm not about to be a lifetime girlfriend. Like, what is we doing? So, we had a talk, we sat down, and he basically said he wasn't ready for that, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to get married, and, and I said, okay, that's fine. Like, it was things that I was getting punished for because of my mistakes in that relationship, in my first relationship, he always bought flowers just randomly, like, you deserve flowers. And by the time I got to the second relationship, he felt some type of way, and he was like, I'm not buying flowers. I don't know if I ever buy you flowers. So, I was like, okay, like, so we ain't got past stuff, but okay. And I was very honest in the relationship when the thing went down, and I said, you are more than welcome to leave because I'm jacked up. I am a messed up person. But, he he said, "Oh no, I love you. I'ma stay with you, and like you don't understand how much I love you, and you'll just never understand this, right?" Well, it's been some years now later, and he since then traveled. I remember when we were in a relationship, and I wanted to just travel somewhere, and we don't have the money for it, but I'm like, well, we can save it. I'm working like three jobs now. Come on now. We got extra money. What's the deal? As we was breaking up, or our relationship was crumbling, and then he wants to go places, but now I can't go because I got stuff piling up and bills and stuff that I'm coming out the woodwork, just out the blue, like, oh, you owe this, you owe that. I'm like, all right, man, I can't go. And so his first travel without me was, I believe, North Carolina. Him and his brother went, and they took some really pretty pictures, but we just kind of fell off. But I mean, he was beyond a king. I respected him and everything like that, but I don't know, our differences just changed. Our love changed, I guess, for each other, or whatnot. It kind of started with him kind of not coming to the room, or not letting me know he was home, and I wouldn't know he was home until I was getting ready to go out the door, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, is it somebody you seeing? Like, you do not like me? Like, when did we start doing this? Sleeping on downstairs and on the floor, whatever, or because I didn't have furniture. I got rid of half my furniture because we had an issue in our apartment before we moved into the townhouse. So it was like furniture we was working on. I had picked it out, and then money got funny, and so the furniture never came, and like it was just like a lot of stuff, right? And my life changed dramatically in 15, 16. My godmother passed. I had a breakup. It was just, I got assaulted. Then I met this other guy who was just a loser completely. Like, he didn't help at all. And he would, say, oh, I'm working, or I'm tired, or I'm coming to see you, and then he don't show up. There used to be some crazy stuff that I just be like, all right, man. And I was crazy about this guy. And that was off and on about a year and a half. And actually, it really wasn't even a year and a half, because we had stopped talking, really stopped talking when I moved. Because he wasn't really coming to see me, and I didn't know what he was doing, and he probably had like several other girlfriends, but at that point I was just trying to get over him. And then it was so crazy because the guy who I barely saw, who claimed we was in a relationship, but then get mad and be acting like a baby, like, oh, I'm gonna help you out and this and the other, and he didn't. He didn't send the money, and so I had to end up paying for the class myself. And like, I learned a great deal out of the class, but I didn't do as good as I wanted to. That statistics class was horrific, man. I'm telling you, I have to do it again though. But at least I got like my stuff, so if I do decide to take it with that teacher, I know what the deal is, like what to expect, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, like, what? Oh, these people, they like to waste people's time for some reason. Or they say they want to be in relationships, and then they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how you want to be in relationships, and then don't want to be in a relationship, or you want to just be with everybody that you can possibly be with. You don't even care what they look like. You don't care if they can do something for you. I mean, even if they don't look hot or nothing, or don't look as great, like, still, they gotta be able to bring something to the table. If they ain't bringing nothing to the table, like, I don't know why you would want to be talking to them, period. Like, I didn't even know why. I was talking to this guy who I barely saw. I was always in trouble and stuff. It just was terrible, a terrible toxic relationship, and then I, met somebody else, and that was horrific. That lasted maybe 3 weeks, and then he was back to wherever he was at, doing what he was doing before he met me, type deal. Then after that, end up linking with my childhood best friend, like a best friend who I, since day one, thought, that's my husband, that's my best friend type deal. And then to run into him and him be all messed up from his marriage that he got a divorce from, and left with the kids and stuff, and he wasn't ready. But he wasn't honest. He jumped the gun too quick, and thinking that he was ready to move on and build a life with somebody, and then he wasn't ready for that. And I'm 32. I ain't got no time to be going through those changes. And then then I meet the new guy who, I call him the new guy, or Mr. Man, because he feels some type of way when I say otherwise. If I don't say my boo or something, he feeling some type of way. And this language and time, they use different names now for the men's when they, in relationships or whatnot. And I can tell you, he's really mature. He's different. He has analytical senses. Like, he talks sometimes beyond my head. But I'm always learning something new. I'm always, willing to, be open to the new language, or new words, or new, conversations that we have. It brightens my horizons a lot. It really does. It helps me become better. He makes me be better. But at the same time, it's like the overprotectiveness, or just a little hints of jealousy, or feeling, like somebody's gonna cheat. People cheat, and it's just in them to just do that. Like, all of my relationships that I've been in, I definitely didn't have the urge to cheat. However, like I said, when I was hurt and I wasn't fully healed, and I tried to start a relationship after my first relationship, it bounced back to, I went back to my ex. And well, I didn't really go back to him, but like, we had a moment where, like, I was in my feelings still, and stuff happened. But it wasn't like I was like, oh, I want to jump his bone, or I want to go back to my, like, it wasn't that. It just, I was caught in my feelings and trying to heal and trying to move on. And I had a new person that, I hadn't even been with nobody else. And I was already scared about that, because my thing is, I do not do this. I just go sleep with you, and that's that, and go to the next one. Like, I'm not about that life. And those who are about that life, kudos to you for trying to, get it in when you can, if that's what you about. But me, I like to protect mine. like to protect all my panani down there. I ain't trying to get nothing down there. I ain't trying to, just be opening it up the doors to anybody. Like, no, I'm very protective of that, as best I can. And, though sometimes you can't always protect it, because situations happen or, whatever. You do your best, basically, to try. And, like I don't have no urge to just be like, oh, I just want to go out here and just find somebody, or, oh, I just want to I'm the neighborhood girl, so I'm just out here doing everybody. No, I can tell you this much. The ones that did mess with me, they was lucky. The ones who ain't, shoot, they probably wish they could. But I'm not, I don't boast about that or nothing like that. But I'm just saying, like, you should always want to protect your panani. You should always want to take care of it, make sure it's healthy, make sure you ain't got nothing that you don't want. Just make sure you respect your body as a person. Because if you don't respect your body, nobody else will. And, it's almost like you have your own back, so you have to have your panani back too, because she's precious and it's, you only get one of them down there. You know what I'm saying? One panani or one, penis or whatever. You only get one. So protect it with all your life. You don't want to go to a doctor and they say you got AIDS or HIV or any of that. Like, you want to be able to be comfortable in your skin and live and enjoy life and experiences, travels or whatever you enjoy doing. If you like pets and you want to be able to play with your pet, run around or jog with them, you can do that. Like, but I just, I try to respect it as best. So no, I'm not out here doing nobody. I ain't even looking for nobody. I wasn't looking for nobody this, when June happened. It just happened that I met somebody and I took a chance and said, let me see what this person is about, and and I like something because he's stuck around for 2 months trying to show me what love really means, I suppose, or at least his definition of what he thinks it is and how he's supposed to love on somebody. But I mean, no, I am not trying to be out here just to be out here. And no, I'm not no neighborhood girl. Not every man, just because they know my name, does not mean they know me and know my body or any of that. If they seen me, it was because I was trying to be in a relationship with them and trying to work something into a possible marriage and a family type deal. If they aren't with me anymore, it's because either we had differences or we just went different paths, and it's no hard feelings. Yeah, my heart was broken a couple times, or I may have broken someone else's heart. Not intentionally, it may not have been. Sometimes people do things and they, just because they can do it. But every relationship that I've been in, I've always tried to give my 100% or better. And sometimes I did spoil people or went out the extra mile to treat them with as much respect and giving them honor to do what they need to do as a person, and trust and and things like that. Like, I think when a person have trust issues is because they've been hurt, and they aren't quite healed yet, and so the trust becomes an issue. And when trust is an issue, then sometimes you may have to reevaluate some things that to make sure that you are even ready to be in a relationship. Because if you still having issues with trusting people, more than likely it's going to be issues in the relationship that you're going to have trust issues, or you're going to have some type of feeling that makes you feel like that person is not worthy of your trust, or you can't be honest. Like, when you start being dishonest with people, it doesn't even matter. I'm a very open person, so at least since I've gotten older, I've became open to the point that, text messaging or any of that, I'm open to let you see what I have wrote, because I don't have anything to hide. If you ask me to see something and I wrote it, then yeah, I wrote it. I'm not going to hide what I wrote. I'm not going to hide my feelings either. If I tell you that Stop, Bella. If I tell you that I'm not quite over something, or I have feelings, or or my love is not somewhere else, but like you have love for someone else that you are trying to get over, like, I'm being honest about that. I'm not just telling you just to be telling you something. I'm telling you because I care about your feelings, I care about my feelings, and I care about being honest about situations, because of the fact that I've been in certain things or whatever. I don't just be talking just to be talking. Like, I'm really being honest. And people don't even be honest about things that they deal with. If they did, we wouldn't be where we are now. We wouldn't have trust issues or nothing like that. So it's really something that we all as people need to work on. Good morning. Being honest. I think if you have that open relationship, Bella, bring your butt back in this yard now. Bella, come on, come back. You're not supposed to cross that line. Now my dog, she being special. She right here trying to do something. Bella. But, I think that's why people, be having different things going on, because they literally don't be honest, or they don't talk to one another. And when you don't talk to people, it's like people start having all these things come across their head and minds. And, it's really not... It's really, something that you should probably address in the beginning of a relationship. If you're trying to lead into like a marriage or any type of relationship, if you're trying to cohabitate, or if you're trying to, be in an open relationship. There's people that are in open relationships nowadays. I didn't even know that we do open relationships, but apparently people do open relationships now. And I remember when I was in high school, I had this guy that I had talked to for not even that long, and he came out the blue with being in an open relationship, and I'm like, an open relationship? Where we do that at? Like, I don't share. What? Open relationships is not for me. I am so sorry. I do not share. If you are about that life of open relationships, I definitely would like to hear from you. If you are into like open relationships, or if you are into more than one, wife or girlfriend or family type, relationships, like I would like to hear from you, because I have looked at sister wives and I have said, there is no way that my husband could be married to like 3 other women and then I'm the main wife, but like I might only like 1 or 2 out of the three or 4 wives. It's no way. Like I would not make it. I mean, I don't think I would make it, because I would be like, what? You about to go here for 2 or 3 days. I might see you maybe next month. Like, you got to do a rotation. Like, you might have to do 2 days with wife 1, and then you got like 3 days with wife 2, and then you got, another 2 days with wife 3, and then you got like a whole week with wife 4, and or you might have to do a month with wife somebody, and no, that's too, I don't even know how they do it. And then they have all these kids. They be having about 20 plus kids running around. You be like, oh my God, how do you do it? And then, the wives is already tired, and I mean, they taking care of shit. They ain't got to do too much of hard work or nothing, because they got the kids who can do something around the house and keep the house good. You got free babysitters, because your older kids can babysit if they ain't married somewhere. But even when I was looking at like the one family, what was it? It was like 20 and counting family here. He was a governor, his wife and him had started having kids in their 20s, like back to back. Like, when I say they had so many kids, I was like, oh my God, girl, can we stop having kids? And apparently in science, it really means that women are supposed to have kids like that, but that's with the right one. Like, and even then, I still don't want to have like 20 plus kids running around and driving me crazy. Like, I'm like, I mean, even when I was a kid, I thought 9 was a lot of kids. Shit. And I don't even want 9 kids no more. So, it was at one point in my life, I was like, oh, I do not want no kids. But then, as I got older and I started thinking about my careers and what I wanted to do, I was like, well, I could probably do like somewhere between 2 to 4 and be done, and and be happy. Like, whether it was 2 girls and 2 boys, or if it was 3 boys and a girl, or something like that. That would be cool. I said, however God wanted to do it. I mean, if I had a 5th kid, that would just be, that would really be like the last of the last. But I got Bella over here. She running her butt off. She done got hyper. And then she gonna look at me like she knows what I'm talking about. But she definitely looks like her father. Bella Mai does. Her father actually passed away a couple of weeks ago. So it's very hard when I look at her, because I be thinking about him, and I'm like, he used to do all this running around and just being a happy dog, like, really. But I tell you, she is split image of him. She act like him. She hyper. She has energy. She jumps. She definitely is going to live a happy life. And considering that I had lost Lucky and everything, certain things that Bella Mai does, she is definitely going to probably outlive Lucky. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a good 10 plus years with Miss Bella Mai, if not more, from her being so healthy and more energetic and able to like run around and stuff. Like, Lucky, she could run around too, but then my aunt, when she started getting sick, she chained her up, and on the chain, and by the time I got back here, the last few years, I just let her run around and enjoy her life. And she really was, she was my baby. And she would take off. Let me tell you, this dog would take off, and she would skid, slide, about to roll when she get to running. I'm like, oh, baby girl, you is too old for that. You can't run like you used to. She would, and then she would get back up, and she would like limp it off, like, I'm good. I got this. She get the limping, and then she take off running again, and then she, boom, and she roll, hit her head. I'm like, oh, baby, you was tearing your chin up in this grass. But she definitely, she gave me some laughs the last few years of her life. She's actually buried. I'm going to show you where she buried at. She's buried right here by this tree. It done grew up, the grass and everything. But the last guy who I was, dating, he helped me bury her. And it was real sad because I had to be at work. And I was trying to take her to the vet that weekend, and she didn't make it. She passed away that Thursday. It was like the last Thursday in May last year. And then after that, I went through a lot of changes. After she passed away, like the relationship was crumbling, and it had nothing to do with me. It was just a lot of issues that he had going on. But the point is that getting back to what I was saying is, you have to really start relationships off right. You have to be honest, be open. Definitely, you have to communicate. If you can communicate and be open about things that's on your mind and what's bothering you, you'll have an awesome, long-lasting relationship, in my opinion. And I have found that I'm not going to hide something. If you ask to see it, you see it. But you can't get mad at me being honest about it, because I'm not hiding anything. I've never had to hide anything. Now, whether or not some of the questions that you ask, sometimes those can be irritating, because I'm not about this question and answering. I'm not about that life. That's like, I'm not about like I'm in school type deal and you ask me a question and you want a response or you want to answer. Like, if you're gonna talk to me, just talk to me. Don't try to ask questions like you're trying to find out something so that you can say, well, this is why this relationship crumbled, and this is why it didn't last or it didn't work. No, just talk to me. If you gonna be a man, just talk to me. Be honest about whatever it is that's on your mind. You ain't gotta question nothing and trying to figure out something and trying to say, oh, well, I caught you up because you was saying that you was doing this, but you really was doing that. No. If you're gonna talk to me, just talk to me. That's any woman or any man. Just talk to them. Don't sit up there and be trying to do all this detective work, and because more than likely you'll get a better response if you just have a conversation and say, hey, babe, like, this is what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm feeling, this because of my issues and my insecurities. But, if you have a real conversation, sometimes you'll get a better response out of people when you just talking to them and actually being a human that communicates. When you're not communicating and you just come to conclusions on your own, or you assume. Remember, when you assume, a friend of mine told me, when you assume, that means you made an ass out of yourself and you made an ass out of me. So, don't assume anything. Just be you. Be who you are. Be who you are. Because at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want that relationship to work. It's up to you if you want to be with that person. If you don't want to be with that person, then just tell them that. Don't sit up there trying to, go through all these changes and put them through changes. But if a person is really being honest with you and they are being open and transparent with you about, things, and let me tell you, text messages to me means nothing. Because technically people can interpret a text message as emotionless because there's not real feeling behind it. You hear me? You can write a letter, and that does not mean that what you said in that letter is what you would say in front of somebody. Because more than likely, if you said something in front of somebody and you was looking them straight in their face and you told them, it's different. You can see the emotions. Like, you write something, there's no emotion. You can probably feel some things. You may think about things that, may have bothered you, or things that you want to get off your chest because you didn't get a chance to tell that person, exactly how you felt. But just to be like, think a text message just because you told somebody you love them, or told somebody that you was thinking about them while you with somebody else, it's really no emotions there. Like, you really have to be in front of a person to, like, really get the emotions and really get the feeling. You can write that all day long. You can tell people all day long that you love them and not have no feeling behind it. And I think people interpretate things so wrong because of something on paper. Because it's plenty of cases. You can look at cases where there was people who wrote letters and did all kind of crazy stuff. And then when they had a face-to-face interaction with a person and they asked, well, why did you write this? And the person was like, I don't know. At the time, I thought it was something to do. Or better yet, they might not even have no answer. They might just be like, shit, I wasn't at myself. And then you got the people who end up, super crazy, doing weird stuff. And you ask them a question and they have no answer. They just did it at spur of the moment or something, or it was spontaneous. So, I think that sometimes we look at things so differently. We interpretate things so differently. And, there's a lot of people's theories behind, somebody cheating. Oh, well, you was cheating because you was texting somebody. Or, oh, you was cheating because you was on a porn website with watching somebody naked. Or you went to a strip club. Some people might think that's cheating on them because they going to a strip club even though they in a relationship. There's so many things that people consider you thinking something, they feel like that's cheating. But you have a brain and your brain thinks all the time about a lot of stuff. This doesn't mean that you are, doing the action, or that it's just something that you may fantasize about doing. It's people who fantasize about having sex outside or in the fucking pool or something. I don't know. Like, there's so many things that people may think about. Like, you'll forever be around here talking about somebody cheating because they thinking about fucking or doing something that they fantasize about. I don't know how many people don't fantasize about, doing something. Shit. My fantasy when I was growing up, I used to have this dream because I was with this I call him my puppy love because I was crazy about him, but I wasn't in love with him because we was still kids. We was only like 11 years old or whatever. But like, I remember I had this dream that I was somewhere in this beautiful hotel room or this room, like candles lit. There was a jacuzzi. The outdoors had like a little mini garden or something, like you could walk, and it was like flowers and things everywhere. And oh my gosh, I mean, shit, I was thinking about fantasizing from the bedroom to outdoors where the trees and flowers was at, to shit, put me on the table, better get, pick me up, throw me on the wall somewhere. Like, we can do this in a car, driving, come on now, like, we can do some, everywhere you want to do it, we can do it. But that was, and I felt like that dream was like a good whole week. And I swear I thought I was doing something. Now, whether or not I knew where the penis went to, I did not. But the humping part seemed like it was good. So that fantasy was good for me. But, a lot of people be like, that was sinning because you was dreaming about having sex. And you wasn't even old enough to have that. But, I mean, in my dream, I was an adult. I wasn't a kid. I was like an adult that was married. Had a whole wedding. Had, a lot of people there. Had a nice dress. This was like fucking the vacation. After the wedding. Like, this is when, back in the day, when I had first even thought about a wedding. It never had crossed my mind because I never really thought I was going to get married. I really just felt like I was going to be some successful person in the world, helping people out, and, and not really being married, probably adopting kids, and having, a nice little farm, a racing horse, a couple dogs to race, make some money. It was about making money. I wasn't really about, like, the family thing because, my family wasn't together. Like, my mom and dad had divorced when I was a baby. So, like, I didn't remember nothing about my daddy except when he would call me and write me letters. I was with my mom and she remarried. And at the time, my mom and me stayed with my aunt. So, when my mom remarried, it was something different. She left me here with my aunt, and I'm like, what the hell? This don't make no sense. I said, now you my mama, and what is going on here? So, I said, okay, that's fine. But, like, I never thought in my mind that I was going to have to stay here for a lifetime. And just this year, I'm finding out that, the plans were, if my stepdad would have, retired and left, they had planned on moving to Florida. Now, they had went to Florida for their honeymoon after they had got married and everything like that. And it was like, like, why, what? Like, why would you not want to go to Florida? Like, I would have loved to have been raised in Florida. I could have went to, whatever school down there. I could have done a lot of things. I mean, so many things. Like, it would have been great. But, life doesn't always give us what we want. So, of course, I was raised here. And that's what it is now. And since then, I have been trying to get out of Michigan since I 18. And I have yet to get out of Michigan, man. Yet to get out of Michigan. But, I mean, Michigan is alright. When I was growing up, Michigan was way better. Like, now, Michigan is like, kind of like up and down. It's like a roller coaster, Even when I hit 28, I thought I was going to get married, have a kid, move to North Carolina, and be there, and not here. But that didn't work out. And then even after that, I had, was looking for a job, so it was like I didn't have no money really saved up like I did last year. And I still didn't really have a lot of money saved up because it was only enough to, like, pay bills and get through barely the year until I got another job in December, and Then that job, didn't last that long. And then I got another one that, once again, didn't last much longer than the first one after. And it seemed like, I get picked to be laid off. I don't know if I just, it be on my face that I just get, real stressed out, or if something else happens that causes me to literally just not get some type of promotion, or move somewhere else to, what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a good worker, but maybe I have an attitude. I'm so sorry. I think me and my cousin was talking about that the other day, because we went walking at the track, and I'm like, you know what? I just got an attitude, and I'm just what it is. Whatever. I don't try to have an attitude, but sometimes when I come off in a conversation, it sometimes is a little more than usual. Now, I can get super loud and be on 10 real quick. And I don't be trying to be on 10 like that, but sometimes I do. But if you've seen some of my videos, you've noticed, when I was talking about my neighbors, they was, clowning and stuff. And I'm like, you know what, stay over there in your house. But at the time, I ain't had no voice. But could you imagine if I had a voice and I was clowning back on, I would be, super loud for no reason. And I don't try to do that, because I'm not about that life. I try not to, but I know I have a temper because my father had a temper back in the day. And so, my temper is probably worse than my father's. But I don't be trying to find out. I be trying to keep it, sleep. But when it wakes up, it's a beast. And I don't be trying to be a beast at all, but sometimes I can say the worst things can come out my mouth, and I care less about your feelings. And vice versa, the same way. Some people, they don't care about what they say back to you. But all I'm saying is that I could be something terrible, but at the same time, I do try to communicate, but I'm not good at communication, explaining it. I'm better at writing it down. I can express myself better writing than I can in person, because I don't know, I get all nervous, and I feel like it's me being in speech class all over again, where I'm in front of all these people, and then even though it's one person, I just freak out. My heart gets beating fast, and then I end up forgetting half of the stuff that I wanted to say, because I get sidetracked about something else. And of course, if you guys have been following me, sometimes my topics can be on point, and sometimes they can be various different types of things all at once. And like I said, with the relationship things, I really think that communication needs to be better educated to our black community, because sometimes we are bad at it. We are horrible at communication. But we can be some great writers. We can express in creativeness. We really can just do other things to communicate. We just, for some reason, when we have to do face-to-face, looking in the eyes of another person, it almost feels like they are digging so deep into your soul that your soul feels some type of way. And I don't know if you've ever heard, but I have a couple times where people have said, when I looked them in their eyes, it's almost like I read their soul or something. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I have ever did that, but I mean, I'm sorry that you feel like I have, tried to pull something out of your soul or out of you. Not that, person. I'm a very genuine person. I am very caring, but I don't want, it's a couple things that I don't like, when it comes to relationships. I don't like to be compared. I try not to compare my relationships. So please don't ask me well, do you think my dick is bigger than the last person, or do you think that I look better than the other person before? Like, I do not like answering questions like that. That to me is like, if you don't have confidence about yourself, I can't make you have confidence. I can't make you feel any better if I gave you an honest answer or not, because you're going to still feel some type of way. Another pet peeve that I don't like is throwing clothes on the floor and keeping the toilet seat up. Okay, like, it's a lady in the house. Can we at least respect picking up, and don't put wet clothes on the floor? Like, that is beyond me. If you got wet clothes, put it in a bag or put it in a washer if you have a washer machine, or hang them up so they can dry and then put them in a bag so you can wash them. Like, and I'm not understanding why the toilet seat can't never get put down, but or your pee is running on the side of the toilet, and that just irks me. You know what I'm saying? Or if you see like the toilet seat is dirty, can you like wipe it off? Like, I have plenty of Clorox wipes that you can easily clean the toilet seat off, because I'm not like a dirty toilet seat. I don't like the toilet seat up. I don't even like clothes on the floor, but it happens. And then dishes, like, I'm not understanding where people feel like they ain't gotta wash dishes. Like, I don't know what household you was raised up in, but I would get my ass whooped for not washing no dishes, or, cleaning up, or keeping my room halfway clean and neat. And I do my best to keep my house whole neat. And, I have been away from my child home for a long time, so for me to come into a household that was already established and stuff is already here, and having to go through and throw away stuff that I don't know if it's valuable or not, like, that's in itself a hard ass. It's work that has to be done. Another thing that I guess I have a pet peeve of is, if you have money, why do you have to like literally drive on like almost E? Like, you just lazy and don't want to go to the gas station and fill your car up. I mean, I'd rather have my car full than have to be going every day to the gas station. Just fill the car up. You got some money, put some gas in the car. I shouldn't have to be worried about us about to run out of gas. You trying to take me out somewhere, but we about to run out of gas. That's not cool at all. Okay? Not cool at all. Another thing that I have a pet peeve. Like, I just bought a table, right? I just bought a table. And I do not know why. But I'm also not a smoker. But I do not know why cigarettes have to be on my table. Like, the ashes and stuff. Or, better yet, like, somebody done put, like, burnt marks or something in my table. Just got this table. The fuck you mean? That I got something already in my table? Or, or I see like holes and stuff from cigarette butts, or from the ash, or something that done fell on the clothes, and you got now a hole from the cigarette. I don't understand. Like, if I was a smoker, I would be so cautious about my clothes, my anything, my car, anything. I would not want a hole in shit, because I work too damn hard for it. And I understand that, smokers, they don't really care how they smoke, let alone they don't care that they throw the butts on the ground. I'm like, this is why our oxygen and everything else is starting to decrease. All this pollution in the air, and then our animals are getting sick because they're consuming, stuff that's unhealthy for them and their systems. And nobody cares. Nobody cares to pick up their butts or put it somewhere so that it's not on the ground. Like, I don't want to walk into my yard and I got nothing but butts just everywhere. Then I have to come, before I go to work, I have to come and see butts on my table and the ashtray. Like, empty the ashtray when you finish smoking. That's all I ask. I shouldn't have to see and smell like this stuff. On top of, I have asthma, but nobody cares about that. Nobody cares that, people suffer from lung diseases or any other type of diseases. They doing it for the moment of themselves. Another pet peeve of mine. Clean up behind yourself. I should not have to see a dish on my damn table or in my room, and you can't just take it and put it in the sink when you finish? You know, like, I'm not understanding that. Like, where is the home training, people? Or if you see the trash running out, take the trash out. If you see something on the ground, please clean it up. Ain't nobody no slaves in here. And I'm and if you still thinking that we in 1920 something where women was just at the home and just cleaning up after y'all, and even back then they shouldn't have been doing all that extra work, because y'all should have been still helping them out, since y'all popping out kids out their vagina. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have been contributing some type of help. Just because you giving your wife or whoever some money to take care of bills don't mean that they ain't got stress. They have stress every day. When they have to wake up, take care of your children, then have to turn around and take care of you because you don't want to be an adult yourself. No. Like, it should be all the way even out contributing in the household help. Even if you are tired. And women are doing it all. They working, they taking care of the kids, making sure the kids on time to school, trying to make meals Monday through Sunday. They don't get no day off. And if they do get a day off, shit, they trying to go to sleep. And they can't because kids is bothering them, or trying to wake them up and get them to do something with them. And so they have to be Superwoman and Superman all in one. You know, like, we get tired too. Shit. Okay, y'all might work, y'all might not work mentally, but y'all work physical and all that stuff. But at the same time, like, we got to do mentally, physical, emotionally. We got all of it that we have to handle in one day and keep everything together and straight. Like, we should be able to have some days off out of 365 days. Instead, we got 365 days to doing everything every single time until these kids leave the nest. Shit. You might as well just have a baby by yourself and just do everything by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Then you got, what else do we got going on? Then you know, y'all be wanting to have y'all own fun and stuff and all that. Like, okay, we don't mess with y'all when y'all go have fun with your buddies. We let y'all enjoy yourselves. We still babysit, watching our kids if we have them. We still trying to make sure the kids get bathed, bath, hair together, if we know how to do it. We doing all this stuff. At least a little help here, man. A little help. But, I don't know. It's a lot of shit that I be thinking about. If I think about some more pet peeves, I definitely will let you know for sure. But the simple things, simple things like that, it should just be a day that, men just really appreciate women. A day where they just be like, you know what, I got you the whole day. I'm going to watch the kids. I'm going to let you have a woman's day to yourself. Instead, y'all want to be babies and y'all want to complain about stuff. Y'all be complaining about stuff that don't even be nothing to complain about. Then when we complain about stuff, you be like, oh, we don't want to hear that because you know what you can do. All you gotta do is stop talking to them. Like, you trying to fix something. We don't be trying to fix y'all situations. We be trying to listen to you. And then we say, well, babe, you know, tomorrow's going to be a really good day, or it's going to be a great day, superb day for you. It's going to be better than today. We ain't trying to fix nothing because we know tomorrow is not going to get fixed. The same situation is going to still be the same outcome. And when women are having issues, it's because more than likely it's somebody who in the office is picking with them, don't like them, or they had some type of beef or something going on with this person that has caused all this tension. Now, and sometimes you don't even know that you have no issues until they start, you know, saying little things to, like, piss you off. And then you're like, all right, like, see, now you really pissing me off and I'm about to say something to your ass. But, you know, when we come home and we are venting to you, we venting because we just want to get it off our chest and talk to somebody. We ain't trying to just have you fix something. We trying to, like, really have a venting session with you. I mean, because sometimes we might not get to our girlfriends and vent to them and have, like, that wine date, or go to a book club where we can talk about a book and have a drink and laugh, and or just a girls' night or women's night where we can just enjoy ourselves and vent to them and then go home and be happy. Like, we feel like we should be able to go to our spouses and talk to them. You know, they say that they are best friends, so I should be able to come to home and talk and vent about it. And shit, if I talk about it 1,000 times, I should have the right to. Shit, when y'all be talking about whatever y'all be talking about, we don't complain and we don't say that you can't. We be trying to be all understanding, trying to be nurturers and all that stuff. And I get that men are not nurturers and they just want to fix something because it's a problem. And they think that by it being a problem that they can fix everything. Some things you just cannot fix. Some things you cannot fix. Repeat, cannot fix. You cannot fix it. So you just do what you have to do. And my motto is you do what you gotta do. You know, if it's a goal that you're trying to do and you're trying to win, you get the money or you get whatever solution that you can come up with and you accomplish it. You know, I think most guys, maybe they compete in certain things. Women, I don't really think we compete. We just talk about each other for some reason. I don't know why we even talk about each other, because we should be trying to uplift each other and build each other so we can be better women. And we can be, if we're better women, then we can be better partners to our men out here. But, you know, like I said, eventually, I will be having my videos go on YouTube, so I will probably pre-record them from my phone and then upload them to YouTube, and then that way, if I do have an adult only any type of thing, I won't have no problems, because I don't have time to be getting blocked or suspended accounts and stuff like that. I'm too old for it. And we're adults here, so you know, if you know you are under a certain age and you know you're not supposed to be watching certain stuff, don't be trying to watch something that you know for a fact is not for you. You know, like I never was trying to be on no site that I knew I couldn't handle. Now, if I was on that site, bitch, you already know I'm on it, and I'm not gonna say not a word. I'm going to watch it and I'm going to keep it moving and be like, shit, I don't know what you're talking about. So serious. I'm not about that life. But I was a little more mature, and maybe it was because I was raised around a lot of older folks. I mean, I was the only child, so it wasn't like I had, like, really nothing, no one to play with, really. I mean, my dolls, my toys. And I knew when it was adult conversation because they would send me to my room outdoors. Or they would like literally say, stay in the kid's place. Get your ass in a room somewhere. Sit down somewhere. Watch TV or do something. Read a book. So I knew when it was time for me to get out the way. And most times I didn't really care too much about being, in the adult conversation because half the time they weren't talking about nothing important or nothing exciting, for me to be like, oh, that was something to really like listen to. A lot of times it was secretive and, hush hush, like they didn't want you to know stuff but other than that, I mean, I think I had a decent childhood. I think the only thing that I lacked really was communication. And then, of course, I did not have my father around to, like, teach me what to look out for when it came to men, really. And, of course, I don't want a father figure. I want somebody to love me and just be themselves. If I can be myself and I'm not trying to change you, please don't try to change me. Don't try to pinpoint and pick out things just because you want me to be somebody that I'm not. Because I'm not going to be somebody I'm not. I don't like to be compared to someone else. Like, when it comes to like behaviors or things that maybe another person did if you were in a relationship, like I don't do that. I don't like that. And like in my head I may compare something, like I may say I wish this person would have done that because that would have probably made them a better person, or whatever, because I would want them to be better, not because I'm like, oh, you had this attitude and you remind me so much like her. No, like, I am Nina. I can only be me. My behavior, my attitude is me. So if you cannot handle that, so be it. Just say, I cannot handle you. Don't just sit up here and try to say I'm like somebody else and that's how they used to do or you doing like they did. No, just be yourself, period. If you feel like I'm doing something wrong, we should be able to sit down and talk about, okay, I really feel like what you did the other day was beyond me. Have a conversation. Don't get mad and say fuck you and all this. That's not communicating with nobody. They're just saying that you don't want to deal. So if you don't want to deal with who I am and you don't want to deal with my BS or you don't want to deal with what little stuff I got that's baggage, or if you don't want to deal with me in general, just say I can't deal with you as a person. I don't know how to deal with you as a person. And, maybe we should just be friends. Okay, that's fine. You're being honest with yourself. You're not trying to convince yourself anything. You know what I'm saying? In any relationship, you should be able to do that. You should be able to be like, I don't have to convince myself. I want to be with you, and that's just that. I want to work on that. Like, I should never feel like I should be threatened by anybody. If from your past, somebody that you done met, because at the end of the day, as long as you're spending time with me, guess what? That's what I'm going to care about. I'm going to care about spending time, what I can do better so that you can continue to want to come back. Or you can continue to stay focused on me and not somebody else. Like, I'm never going to worry about another female, period. Because I know the type of person I am. I know that I'm good, to people as best I can be. Because I look at it like I want to be treated this way, and so therefore I'm going to treat you the same way I want to be treated. I'm not going to treat you no different than that. If you're not treating me how I want to be treated, then, hey, it just is not meant to be, or whatever. I don't want to never have to... Matter of fact, I don't worry about the next female or the next woman, period. I'll say woman because that's a little more respectful than female. Because female, scientific terms, and a lot of people don't like female, and they kind of, when it comes to conversation, it's not a pretty word for people. So a woman, I'll say I do not think of another woman. I don't care if she texts you, I don't care if she calls you, because if you here with me, that means something. That means that something that she didn't have that I have, something that she didn't offer, or something that she, is not going to deal with. Maybe I deal with it a little bit better, or I handle it a little bit better. So I'm never going to compete with any woman, period. I'm just not a competitor. I don't compete with women. I'm not about that life. I don't have time and energy for it. But what I do compete in is I compete in working, getting a job, and making some money. I like to make money, so I compete in making sure I have jobs at all times to take care of what I like to do and what I need. Like if I know I like to get my hair done every 2 to 3 weeks, I better have a job to do it and keep it together. And if I can't keep it together, then I know I need to fix my hair a certain way until I can get it together. If I know I like to go get pedicures and manicures done monthly or every so often, I make sure I have money for it. If I know I love to get massages or facials done monthly, twice a month or whatever, I make sure I got money for it. Because for me, that's my responsibility to myself, to have self-care for myself. No one else is responsible for my self-care, because my self-care is what I have created and what I love to do. If I know I love to travel, best believe I'm gonna make sure my car is together and it's working functionally. Like I just had to take my car in this month so that my car will be running well, because I don't want that sucker to fall apart, because it's the only car I got currently that I can at least maintain for the time being. I might not be able to maintain anything else, but I can maintain and try to keep my car running so I can always forever keep a job. You know what I'm saying? What else? I'm not about this life of just being stuck. And I I had been told that I'm trying to be stuck. Let me tell you what, this child right here, this one right here, the one that loves God, I guarantee you I'll never stay stuck nowhere, period. Just because my current situation show that it looks like I'm stuck does not mean I will be stuck for a lifetime or forever in a situation. Because I never am stuck in anything, period. And if you think that and you believe that in your heart that I'm going to be stuck, and you think that because I'm on government assistance for a temporary time, let me tell you something. When I first became on food stamps or Medicaid, I kid you not, I didn't even apply for food stamps until 2007. I was off of food stamp in 2012, and guarantee you for the last other few years, there was a few years of that time period that I did struggle, but I guarantee you I found a way to make a meal. And I ain't had the best job either. Sometimes we didn't have no gas money, and sometimes we didn't have no food. But I guarantee you the struggle was real. I was in a relationship. We both were struggling. Now, you cannot imagine going to school. You so fucking hungry. You have to drink water throughout the day so you can minimize your appetite. It got to the point that I minimized appetite that I wouldn't even be hungry. Some days I would go without eating any food because if we didn't have no food to eat. And I never, sit there and talk about that stuff. It was to the point where we could have got put out, but we was doing our best to keep things running and in order. And I guarantee you, we had food, a shelter, a car, and a little job income that we had. And it was rough from 12, 13, 14. By the time 14 hit, I graduated. That was the happiest moment of my life. I graduated from college. It took me damn near about 10 years because I was also working on like my associates, which at the time I wasn't going to get an associate, but then it was like, you might as well get the associates. So I got the associates right before I got my actual bachelor's degree. And it was, some years because I was taking classes during the summer. It wasn't like a consistent thing where I was consistently like doing just focused on associates and then focused on bachelor's. Like I went from high school to do a bachelor's, not thinking about an associate's or none of that, right? But during my my time, if I was a little more smarter, I would have maybe invested a little sooner. But we young, we learn later on in life how to do all this investing and all this stuff, and getting 401ks or IRA accounts or whatever type of account that will help you save money, right? So by 2013, a lot of things happened. My dad got sick. He had spent a lot of money. I was in the process of trying to do my MCATs because I was, trying to go to medical school at one point in time in my life, right? So we didn't really have a lot of money. So the money that I had saved, I had to pay for my class that I could not, for the life of me, pass. I tried it 3 times. Out of 3 times, I got the highest grade I could get was like a D+. And I really, to this day, still felt like I should have gotten a C- in this cell bio class. But whatever. God didn't make it for me to get a C-. So I took it as what it was. So 13 happened, so I had to spend a lot of money. Pay for class, pay for the MCAT, had to travel far to Indiana. I had to travel to Indiana, actually. I think it was Evanston or something. Or I think it was Evanston or something like that or whatnot. And so I had traveled out there. Took the exam. It wasn't good. Came back. My dad's accounts is overdrawn. Bills have been sent out. Now his account is beyond me. I didn't even know they were overdrawn. But by this time, I done deposited the money, and the lady ain't said nothing until after. And she's like, well, would you like a printout of the receipt? Because you still have an overdraft. What? An overdraft for what? So that was money I lost. There's been times that I've lost a lot of money. I've helped people and given people things and helped them out and not expecting anything, right? So I just literally felt so terrible when I had to spend all this money. I think I had saved at least about $2,000 something. All this money was gone after I paid about $1,400 on a class. I had to pay out of pocket for, like I said, my MCAT exam. I had to drive. I didn't even have enough money to even get a hotel so I could, have a night of rest before my exam so I wouldn't be anxious or stressed out. I literally had to drive the entire night until the morning until it was literally the time of my exam. Then gave money back to my dad. So by the time I got down to it, I was down to almost nothing in my account for my IRA account. And it had taken me from 2011 all the way until 2013 to get to about $2,000 and some odd dollars. And I kid you not, I don't know how I managed to afford $50 a month for those times. But I was able to literally save that within that time frame. Then after that, like, I was working at my job last year, and I had a 401k, which I put in my IRA account, and that was probably the most money since I had saved within a year and a half, almost 2 years. That was a lot of money that paid for a lot of things. And I could have easily gotten doors when it came, but I was like, I want to go travel. I want to see some things. I want to see some family, get to know family. I'm not working, so why not? And I don't never do any of this, right? So I did. I got to spend time with my family. Got to, see my friend out in Jersey. Went to Tennessee for a family funeral. Came back to Michigan and was depressed as life because I felt like the love of my life had broken my heart. I mean, like, literally, the love of my life. The love of my life. The one who I considered the love of my life since day one. Since I told my friend, who has been my friend since I was since I could talk, Maria, told her, like, this is gonna be my husband. And in my heart, I know God always do things for a reason, and he put people in your lives for reasons, and sometimes you don't even understand why you go through certain situations, or why you do certain things, or why you meet people, and why people are in your life for a temporary moment, or why they turn up going a different direction than what you are going. But the point is that I really was hurt. And I really did not think I would meet somebody else that would love me and just really just love me for me and my flaws or any of that. And I think that's why I am so transparent and so open about certain things and talk about things, on here, is because I am very open-minded. I don't look at the world closed-minded. I know the world is a very cruel world, but I never saw that part. And I'm glad that, my aunt and my mom never tried to train or teach me to be such a cruel person to other people, and to just help people. And at the end of the day, you'll be blessed for helping people and doing good deeds for people. So, I grew up sheltered, yes. Very sheltered. I was definitely not a person that ran the streets. I couldn't even really date anybody. Matter of fact, I wasn't even allowed to really have a boyfriend for real. Though, I had my crushes, and though I was in love with people and stuff here and there, well, really, I was only in love with one person, really. And that was the person who, we talked about in my last and previous videos about that person. And, I can say now that I have decided in my life that I'm too old to go through hurt and changes and jealousy and all that stuff. Like, I'm too old for it. But I can say that I do want happiness. I would like to pursue a happiness. And my pursuit of happiness is to be happy. To be loved. If I have to love myself, that's fine. But at least I know what type of love I want. I want somebody to care. I know there's plenty of people out here that's not like me. I am very different. Very. And I'm not trying to be nobody that nobody else is. I want to be me in my own shoes. And yes, I respect and I care about people's feelings for sure. All the time. Definitely. But I know I've been like all over the place with topics this morning. But I feel, that if a person trusts you, they trust you. If a person still have issues with that, then, you can't convince somebody to believe you either. And I ain't here to convince nobody to believe me. But I am a very loyal person. I might not do everything 100% correct. I'm still human. But I really appreciate you all joining in with me this morning to kind of see what's in my head, what I'm thinking, enjoying Bella here and there when she's not running around. Matter of fact, this is Bella now. Bella, stop digging in my yard. This is Bella. She's saying hey to everybody. But this is the beautiful life that we live right now. It might not be the best house. It may not be the best. It may not be the best for what people used to. My house may not be as perfect. It may not be as neat like back when I first started. But eventually it's going to get back to being in order and organized and things where I would like to have them. For now, I just take one day at a time, I have really done a good job of clearing out a lot of things that were here. That was just too much stuff here. And I'm sorry that I like to be independent. And do a lot of things on my own. But I have to look out for myself at the end of the day. And though there are people who, say they got your back and say they gonna be there for you, you still gotta take care of yourself. You still gotta live on yourself. You still have to do all these things that you're supposed to do as an adult. Your parents don't live forever. So you still have to be an independent adult. And yes, it's times that I do not like being an adult or adulting, period. Sometimes I be hashtagging. Bella, stop. Girl, you want to be on the camera so bad. Girl, stop. Stop biting. You see this? This is what I deal with. But yeah, So I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. I know I probably done gave y'all a lot of things to think about. This is me and my world and my head sharing a lot of stuff this morning. But again, be mindful of what y'all do. And stay tuned. I'll be letting you know when my YouTube video will be up and running. And, we'll go from there. Ciao.